Hello, everyone. So we went over the filtration system side of the pool school. Now we're going to get into vacuuming. Okay. So I came over to the swimming pool. I saw some debris at the bottom that I like to vacuum up. So I want to make sure I have everything out that I need to vacuum. We have the vacuum pole right here. We have the vacuum hose. We have the vacuum head, and then we also have the skim vac plate. So this right here, little fancy thing, is going to make your life really, really easy. Okay. So that's all out of the swimming pool. We have another step at the filtration system that we need to do. That's going to allow us to get maximum suction out of the four vacuum measures. When we come over to the pump and filter, where we've already spent some time going over all the adjustments and just how everything works, we're going to come over here to the pump. Two things we need to do. We are going to hit pump speed number 4. Ramp right up. We're now, so most people are not going to have 2 skimmers and a main set of main drains. They're going to have 1 and 1, okay? So if you only have 1 skimmer and 1 main drain, you're going to turn it off most of the way, okay? That's for a system with only 2. Okay, you go most of the way. What happens if you only have 1 skimmer and one set of main drains? If you shut the main drain off all the way, the suction is all to that 1 skimmer. You won't be able to move it. It's going to stick right to the bottom of the floor of the pool. So again, we're going to go most of the way on if you have 2. Now we have 3 here. We have 2 skimmers and a set of main drains. So we are going to shut off the main drains all the way, and then we're going to vacuum today right now from the shallow end skimmer. So we're going to go there. So if you have 3, we shut off the main drains. We partially shut off the deep end skimmer. Now we have the shallow end skimmer wide open, and that's where we're going to vacuum from. We're now ready to vacuum. So we've adjusted our pump as necessary. The first thing I like to do is to attach my vacuum head to my pole, just so I don't hit it in the water or anything. It's nothing, no major reason, but this one looks like it had a little dent. We'll make it work. There we go. I'm gonna get this ready. Placing in the skimmer. Skim vac right there. Our next step is to roll out our hose. I like to roll it out on the patio. Get it nice and flat and straight. Right now it is definitely not straight. We'll get it there. Get all the kinks out. It's going to make it a lot easier. It won't curl up as fast when vacuuming. They all curl up. Some people make this a little bit easier. I'm just doing my way, okay? There are many ways to do vacuuming or what we talked about over there at the filtration system. But my way, it works, and I like it. So, doesn't mean you have to follow it to a T. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna prime the hose. So I like to feed the hose into the water slowly. Not everyone does this, but I like to do that because I can kind of straighten out the hose even a little bit more if you can't tell. This. By straightening it out, pushing it out like this, like I'm doing, I'm able to push out the kinks a little more. Just going to make it easier for me. Now we're going to find a return on the pool, okay? A return is going to be one of the eyeballs that are pushing water back to the pool. We have the return over there, the line, and it's going to be coming back to usually 3 to 5 returns. We're going to come down here. We're going to prime the hose, okay? Leave one end above, one end over, and we're just going to fill it up with water. You can look down it if you want, but it's risky. Nope. Almost got it. Okay. I like to place both of them back under the water. I just top it off. That's all I'm doing. So, course, this pool has a lot of features: slide, diving board, future rock features, so a lot of things to navigate around. It's okay. So now our hose is primed. We have our vacuum head all set up, our skim vac set up. We're gonna go ahead and take this off. Blue to blue, white to white. Well, in this case, gray. So the blue to blue is the biggest one to remember. This is your swivel end of your hose, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and put our swivel end here. Oh, keep your hose close together. A little bit of air in the line is gonna be just fine. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna place this inside the skimmer. Now, we go 1, 2, 3. Put that underwater, put that through the skim vac. Now you're ready to vacuum. The quicker you go, it just allows for not a ton of air to get into the system. Getting a little bit will be fine. Right now, I have a little bit too much suction on this skimmer. I can't move it. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna show you how to adjust that again. So I can push. It's a little rough, and then pulling towards me seems to be a little easier sometimes when you have a lot of pressure on the from the skimmer. But we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take some off, okay? So let's say you go to vacuum and you push and it's just really tough, really hard to do. We're gonna go and show you what we're gonna do. So, you try to vacuum, the vacuum head stuck right to the bottom of the floor because the suction was too strong, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna open this up a little more, okay? And I'm hoping that's good because I don't like walking back and forth. No, I don't mind. Okay, so we're gonna give this a try again. Much better. Still nice and strong too. Okay? You want some good suction, but if it's too strong, you know, it really makes it difficult and not enjoyable. You see how I took all that time to straighten that hose out? Look what happens. It's gonna curl up on you. If you don't straighten it up, those curls are gonna be a lot smaller and tighter, a little more difficult to maneuver with. So one of the things to remember when you're vacuuming is if you're going too fast with the vacuum, you're gonna stir it up, okay? So that's a sign if you see that you're stirring things up and you're not picking things up a lot of times, a good chance is you're just going too fast. Go nice and slow. And again, sometimes if it's sand, it all depends on the debris on the bottom. Just sometimes you can go just like this and come back and forth and you can vacuum pretty quickly. So you're just gonna have to judge depending on the debris in the pool, how fast that you vacuum. So that's basically about it there. So now we're done vacuuming. Okay, there's a couple different ways to release some of the tension from the system. We're going to go back to the filtration system, and we're going to give some more pressure back to the other skimmer, and a little bit to the main drain. If you have one skimmer and one main drain, what you're going to do is I'll show you. You can actually do it that way. So let's make pretend that you have one skimmer, one main drain, okay? So what you would do is you open your main drain up a little bit, and then that will allow you to pull everything apart safely and efficiently when you're done vacuuming. So, we're now done vacuuming. We're going to go ahead and we're going to pull the hose out, the back plate out, put the lid back on. I just soaked myself, put it on wrong. Nice job, Derek. There we go. Now, when I take apart the hose, take apart everything, I like to make it easy on myself, okay? So I let gravity help me out. I'm gonna empty my hose. What happens if you don't empty out your hose? You get two things. If you don't vacuum for a couple weeks for some reason, you're gonna get a ton of green algae inside the hose from the stagnant water. We can avoid that by, when you're pulling it out of the pool, let gravity take over. Okay? Let it help you out, I should say. Okay. So, I'd like to thank everyone for their time on the vacuuming portion of the Premier Pool School. We're going to be right back with the chemistry side of things.